It might surprise you to learn that what you do in the first 5 minutes after waking up each morning can influence whether you live a healthy life to 85 or even 100. This isn't about complex medical treatments, supplements, or superfoods. It's about simple actions you can take right in bed during those first few minutes of the day. It may sound unbelievable, but modern science has shown that individuals over 60 who follow the right morning health routine significantly reduce their risk of conditions like stroke, dementia, and osteoporosis, while maintaining muscle strength and mental acuity like someone much younger. Sadly, most older adults are either unaware of this or dismiss it, believing that old age equates to frailty. They don't realize that simply changing how they start their day can transform the rest of their lives. And if you're reading this, you probably don't want yourself or your loved ones to miss out on that opportunity, right? Let me tell you about Back Min, a 68-year-old man who once thought that good health was gone for good. Back Min is a retired engineer living in Ban Duong. 2 years ago, he felt his health declining rapidly. He was constantly tired, his joints ached every morning, and his cardiovascular test results prompted serious warnings from his doctor. Back Min considered the worst, fearing he wouldn't live long enough to see his grandchildren grow up. But then everything changed, thanks to a chance conversation with a retired doctor, his neighbor. This doctor showed Back Min a simple morning routine, lasting only 5 minutes and divided into 5 steps. Initially, Back Min was skeptical, but as he said, "I had nothing to lose," and he started trying it. After just a few weeks, Back Min felt a noticeable difference. His body warmed up gradually, and his mind became clearer each morning. He no longer felt sluggish and tired after waking up. After 6 months, when he went for a follow-up exam, the results surprised everyone. His blood pressure, cholesterol, and heart rate had all improved significantly. At 70, Back Min now has the health of a 55-year-old. "I feel like I've been given a second chance at life," he says, "and it all started with the small things, when I chose to take care of myself from the very first moments of each day." If you still think it's too late to change, Back Min's story might make you reconsider. Because some changes don't take much time, you just need to start at the right moment, and there's no better time than the first 5 minutes after you open your eyes each morning. 5 golden elements in the golden morning, the key to healthy living after 60. First, drink water correctly immediately after waking up. What's the first thing you do after opening your eyes in the morning? Lie in bed for a few more minutes, rush out of bed, or reach for a familiar cup of coffee. Whichever you choose, there's one thing that's certainly happening in your body that you're not aware of: severe dehydration after a long night. On average, your body loses about half a liter of water just through breathing and sweating while you sleep, even if you don't feel thirsty. This state of silent thirst is one of the reasons why older adults feel tired, dizzy, and have thickened blood, even increasing the risk of stroke in the first few hours after waking up. Experts from the National Institute of Nutrition and the University of Medicine and Pharmacy Hospital in Chi Minh City have pointed out that simply drinking water correctly within 1 minute of waking up can reduce the risk of stroke, support blood circulation, boost brain function, and help the body enter a stable metabolic state throughout the morning. But to do it effectively, you need to understand that not just any water will do. Start with a glass of warm water, not cold, not boiling, about 480 milliliters, equivalent to 2 teacups, and squeeze in 1/4 of a fresh lemon. Why warm water? Because at this time, your blood vessels are constricted after a long sleep. Cold water can cause them to constrict further, slowing down blood circulation. Warm water, on the other hand, helps dilate blood vessels, helping blood flow to the heart and brain faster. In addition, lemon provides a small amount of vitamin C, potassium, and electrolytes, which help soothe blood vessels, stabilize blood pressure, and gently kickstart the digestive system without causing shock. A simple action: a glass of warm water with lemon. But when done regularly every morning, right after you get out of bed, before even tea or coffee. A simple action: a glass of warm water with lemon. But when? Helps dilate blood vessels, helping blood flow to the heart and brain faster. In addition, lemon provides a small amount of vitamin C, potassium, and electrolytes, which help soothe blood vessels, stabilize blood pressure, and gently kickstart the digestive system without causing shock. A simple action: a glass of warm water with lemon. But when done regularly every morning, right after you get out of bed, before even tea or coffee. A simple action: a glass of warm water with lemon. But when it's done consistently each morning, immediately upon waking, even before that first cup of tea or coffee, it can become a natural remedy that safeguards your cardiovascular system, reduces inflammation, boosts alertness, and especially alleviates that sluggish feeling, declining vision, or numbness in the limbs that many people mistakenly attribute to aging. This habit requires no medication, costs nothing, and doesn't take much time. However, neglecting this habit can lead to a tiring morning, a sudden headache, or even more seriously, an unpredictable stroke. Aging isn't a time to passively accept difficulties, but rather a time to live proactively and make wise choices for yourself. Start with the smallest things, like a glass of warm water with lemon each morning. If you find these tips helpful, please subscribe to our channel to support us, so we can continue to bring valuable information to older adults. And don't miss the next installments in this video series, where you'll continue to discover simple but surprisingly effective steps to live a healthy, independent, and fulfilling life after 60. Secondly, activate your circulatory system in the first 60 seconds after getting out of bed. After a long night of lying still, blood in the body tends to pool in the lower extremities, especially the legs. In younger individuals, the body can quickly self-regulate, but in older adults, this poses several risks, such as dizziness upon standing, a feeling of imbalance, or even fainting if blood doesn't circulate to the brain quickly enough. That's why many older adults feel lightheaded, unsteady on their feet, or have to sit down immediately after getting out of bed. This condition isn't a sign of aging but rather a consequence of sluggish blood circulation, and this can be completely improved with just 60 seconds of simple activation each morning. According to geriatric specialists from the Central Geriatric Hospital, activating the circulatory system within 1 minute of getting out of bed helps blood circulate evenly throughout the body, especially to the brain and heart, which need the most oxygen in the morning. When you're still lying down, the blood vessels aren't fully awake. If you suddenly jump up and move, the heart has to work harder while the blood hasn't circulated evenly yet. This is the main cause of dizziness and falls, seemingly minor accidents that can have serious consequences in older adults. So, what should we do? It's very simple. As soon as you get out of bed, stand up straight with your feet shoulder-width apart, take a deep breath, and simultaneously raise both arms overhead, then slowly exhale and lower your arms. Repeat this movement 3 times. Next, gently rotate your shoulders backward 5 times, then forward 5 times. Finally, rise up on your toes and lower yourself 10 times, like a heel raise. These movements, though gentle, act like a biological pump, helping to push blood from the legs back to the heart, and from the heart to vital organs like the brain and lungs. It only takes 1 minute, but this habit can make a big difference to your entire day. You'll feel more alert, your body will warm up quickly, your mind will be clear, and most importantly, you'll significantly reduce the risk of falls or dizziness in the morning. This isn't exercise, it's how you awaken your circulatory system intelligently and gently. And when blood circulation is improved, the organs in the body will coordinate more effectively, helping you absorb nutrients better, control your blood pressure more stably, reduce the risk of stroke, and increase your physical endurance every day. Old age isn't a time for the body to weaken passively. We can completely proactively live healthily, starting with just 60 seconds of self-care each morning. Thirdly, consume protein early. One of the most common mistakes in older adults is skipping or delaying breakfast, especially a breakfast with adequate protein. Many people think that just eating 3 meals a day is enough. Or simply, they just drink a cup of tea and eat a piece of bread to get through breakfast. But few people know that the timing of protein intake during the day is just as important, if not more important, than the amount of protein consumed. And if you're over 60, getting protein right in the morning can be the key to maintaining muscle mass, reducing the risk of falls, and prolonging physical independence for many years. According to research from the Vien Din Duong Quoc Gia National Institute of Nutrition, the body of older adults enters a state from about 3 a.m. to 8 a.m. called UT. Few people know that the timing of protein intake during the day is just as important, if not more important, than the amount of protein consumed. And if you're over 60, getting protein right in the morning can be the key to maintaining muscle mass, reducing the risk of falls, and prolonging physical independence for many years. According to research from the Vien Din Duong Quoc Gia National Institute of Nutrition, the body of older adults enters a state from about 3 a.m. to 8 a.m. called muscle catabolism, which means the breakdown of muscle tissue for energy, especially if you haven't eaten. This is a silent process, causing no pain and having no immediate obvious signs. However, its effects will accumulate over time, gradually weakening the body, making walking less steady, increasing the risk of falls, and slowing recovery after illness. Regrettably, many people attribute this to aging, unaware that they are simply deficient in protein at the most crucial time of day. The solution is remarkably simple: consume 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein within 30 minutes of waking up. You don't need an elaborate meal. A glass of unsweetened soy milk with a boiled egg or a container of Greek yogurt with walnuts will suffice. Even a scoop of protein powder mixed with water can help prevent your body from consuming its own muscle. For vegetarians, soft tofu, nut milk, or plant-based proteins from mung beans or black beans are ideal choices. The key is to consume it as soon as possible after waking up, as this is a golden window for the body to absorb protein and use it for muscle regeneration and protection. If you feel you are eating adequately but are becoming weaker, experiencing back pain or knee pain, or have reduced mobility, you may not be lacking nutrients overall, but rather lacking them at the right time. And the morning is your opportunity to correct this. In addition to helping maintain strength, timely protein intake also supports blood sugar control, stabilizes energy levels, improves memory, and enhances immunity, all crucial factors in old age. Remember, protein is not just for bodybuilders, it is the foundation that helps you stand tall, sit upright, breathe deeply, live independently, and avoid reliance on others for daily activities. It's a power you can give back to yourself, starting with a proper breakfast. 4. Soften joints. In the morning, when you get out of bed, do you ever feel stiffness in your knees, difficulty straightening your back, or numbness in your feet, as if you've spent the night in a body that's no longer yours? Many older adults consider this a normal part of aging. But the truth is that joint stiffness, aching pain, and slow movement are not inevitable. They are often due to neglecting a crucial step each morning: softening the joints in just 90 seconds. According to orthopedic specialists at the Chi Minh City Trauma and Orthopedics Hospital, after 6 to 8 hours of sleep, synovial fluid, also known as joint fluid, tends to thicken. This fluid surrounds the joints, providing lubrication, reducing friction, and protecting cartilage. When this fluid is not awakened by gentle movement, your initial movements of the day will be like dry gears, making joints susceptible to wear and tear, pain, or stiffness. Over the long term, skipping this morning joint warm-up increases the risk of arthritis, osteoarthritis, and decreased mobility. Fortunately, you don't need a gym or complicated exercises. All you need is 90 seconds, a small space by the edge of your bed, and a little persistence. Start by sitting on the edge of the bed, rotating your ankles 10 times clockwise and then counterclockwise. Next, gently rotate your knees by bringing your feet together and drawing small circles with your knees. When you stand up, you can lean from side to side 5 times to awaken your hips and lower back. Finally, stand up straight and gently rotate your shoulders backward 10 times and then forward 10 times. These movements won't make you sweat or tire you out, but they act like lubricating each joint, opening up space for each step to become lighter. They definitely help increase blood circulation to the joints, improve flexibility, reduce friction and pain. Especially if you have fallen, sprained your ankle, or are experiencing signs of morning joint stiffness, this habit can be a crucial factor in regaining control and safety with each step. A healthy body needs not only a healthy heart but also smooth joints to move, take care of yourself, and enjoy every moment of old age. Don't let each morning begin with resistance to your own body. Soften it first with 90 seconds of self-care that you can completely give yourself. 5. Activate the brain. There's one thing that older adults often fear more than back pain, high blood pressure, or joint problems: memory loss. No one wants to one day look at a familiar face and not remember the name, or stand in a familiar kitchen and forget what they intended to do. But what makes this situation even more dangerous is that it doesn't happen suddenly. The forgetfulness. To your own body, soften it first with 90 seconds of self-care that you can completely give yourself. 5. Activate the brain. There's one thing that older adults often fear more than back pain, high blood pressure, or joint problems: memory loss. No one wants to one day look at a familiar face and not remember the name, or stand in a familiar kitchen and forget what they intended to do. But what makes this situation even more dangerous is that it doesn't happen suddenly. The forgetfulness creeps in bit by bit, quietly and subtly, until you realize you've lost the ability to remember, think, and maintain the mental clarity that's fundamental to an independent and fulfilling life. The good news, however, is that you can absolutely train your brain in just a few minutes each morning to keep your mind sharp, agile, and clear. One of the most effective methods is often overlooked by those who attribute their health issues to aging, failing to recognize a protein deficiency at the most crucial time of day. The solution is straightforward: ensure you consume 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein within 30 minutes of waking up. This doesn't require an elaborate meal. A glass of pure soy milk with a boiled egg, or a container of Greek yogurt mixed with walnuts, is sufficient. Even a scoop of protein powder mixed with water can help prevent muscle breakdown. For vegetarians, soft tofu, nut milk, or plant-based proteins from mung beans or black beans are ideal choices. The most important factor is the timing of consumption. The sooner after waking up, the better, as this is the golden window for the body to absorb protein and utilize it for muscle regeneration and protection. If you feel you're eating adequately but still growing weaker, or experiencing back pain, knee pain, or reduced mobility, the issue might not be a lack of nutrients, but a lack of nutrients at the right time. And the morning presents an opportunity to address this. Timely protein intake not only helps maintain muscle strength but also supports blood sugar control, sustains stable energy levels, improves memory, and boosts immunity, all vital factors as you age. Remember, protein isn't just for bodybuilders, it's the foundation that helps you stand tall, sit upright, breathe deeply, live independently, and avoid relying on others for daily activities. It's an ability you can give back to yourself, starting with a proper breakfast. 4th, loosen your joints. In the morning, when you first get out of bed, do you ever feel stiffness in your knees, difficulty straightening your back, or numbness in your feet, as if you've spent the night in an unfamiliar body? Many older adults assume this is normal with age. But the truth is that joint stiffness, aching, and slow movement are not inevitable. They're largely due to neglecting a crucial morning step, joint lubrication, which takes only about 90 seconds. According to musculoskeletal experts at the Chi Minh City Trauma and Orthopedics Hospital, after 6 to 8 hours of sleep, synovial fluid, the fluid surrounding the joints that provides lubrication, reduces friction, and protects cartilage, tends to thicken. When this fluid hasn't been awakened with gentle movements, your initial movements of the day will feel like dry gears, making the joints prone to wear, pain, or stiffness. Over time, skipping this morning joint warm-up increases the risk of arthritis, joint degeneration, and reduced mobility. Fortunately, you don't need a gym or complex exercises. All you need is 90 seconds, a small space beside your bed, and a little persistence. Begin by sitting on the edge of the bed, rotating your ankles 10 times clockwise, then 10 times counterclockwise. Next, gently rotate your knees by keeping your legs together and making small circles with your knees. When you stand up, you can lean to the left and right 5 times each to awaken your hips and lower back. Finally, stand straight and gently rotate your shoulders backward 10 times, then forward 10 times. These movements won't make you sweat or feel tired, but they act as lubrication for each joint, creating space for each step to become lighter. They certainly help increase blood circulation to the joints, improve flexibility, and reduce friction and pain. Especially if you've had a fall, sprained an ankle, or are experiencing morning joint stiffness, this habit can be a key factor in regaining control and safety in every step you take. A healthy body needs not only a healthy heart but also smoothly functioning joints so you can move, care for yourself, and enjoy every moment of your later years. Don't let each morning begin with resistance to your own body. Soften it first with 90 seconds of self-care that you can completely give yourself. Building on joint health, let's discuss something older adults often fear more than back pain, hypertension, or joint problems: memory loss. No one wants to look at familiar faces and be unable to recall names, or stand in their own kitchen and forget what they intended to do. What makes this situation even more concerning is that it doesn't happen suddenly. Forgetfulness creeps in gradually, subtly, until you realize you've lost the ability to remember, think, and maintain mental clarity, the foundation for an independent and fulfilling life. However, the good news is that you can train your brain in just a few minutes each morning to keep your mind sharp, agile, and clear. One of the most effective ways to do this is a mental exercise called reverse recall. It's a simple yet remarkably effective method for protecting and improving memory. Neurology experts at the Vien Ngian Q Lau Kwak Kwak Jia, National Institute on Aging Research, state that the 30 minutes after waking up are an ideal time to stimulate brain activity because nerve cells are highly receptive to stimuli at this time. During this period, the brain produces a protein called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which acts like a fertilizer to nourish new brain cells, strengthening connections, and enhancing information recall. When properly activated, BDNF can slow cognitive decline by up to a decade. Instead of immediately reaching for your phone, reading the news, or watching TV upon waking, take a minute to sit quietly, close your eyes, and start recalling the previous day's activities in reverse order. Begin with the evening: what did you eat, who did you talk to, what did you wear? Then, gradually recall the afternoon, noon, and morning activities. Each day, try to remember more distant and specific details. For example, where did you go the day before yesterday, what was the weather like, and how did you feel at the time? This isn't just a simple memory game, it's an exercise that helps keep the brain younger than its actual age by stimulating the central nervous system to function correctly and efficiently. Just 1 minute each morning gives you a priceless gift: the ability to control your mind, maintain alertness, communicate confidently, and live independently. You'll find that you're less forgetful, react more quickly, and feel more comfortable facing daily tasks. From remembering a grandchild's name to medication schedules or a doctor's instructions, a healthy body is valuable, but a sharp mind is what truly allows you to live fully with yourself and your loved ones. Don't let age become an excuse for cognitive decline. Start training your brain today, beginning tomorrow morning by sitting down, closing your eyes, and simply recalling events in reverse chronological order. In summary, aging often comes with seemingly predetermined changes: a weakening body, declining memory, restless sleep, and increasing dependence on others. However, what many people don't realize or believe is that we can actively change that trajectory. It doesn't require major surgeries or expensive medications, but rather small actions repeated daily. Longevity isn't something distant, it lies in the habits you practice each morning. The first 5 minutes of a new day are a time everyone has, but only a few know how to use it to build the foundation for a healthy body, a sharp mind, and a truly independent life. From drinking a glass of warm water the right way to gentle movements that stimulate blood circulation, from a protein-rich breakfast to joint warm-up exercises, and even a minute of silence to recall memories, all of these things. Longevity isn't something distant, it lies in the habits you practice each morning. The first 5 minutes of a new day are a time everyone has, but only a few know how to use it to build the foundation for a healthy body, a sharp mind, and a truly independent life. From drinking a glass of warm water the right way to gentle movements that stimulate blood circulation, from a protein-rich breakfast to joint warm-up exercises, and even a minute of silence to recall memories, all of these things. These aren't just starting points, but ways to show care for your body and choose a healthy lifestyle. And when that care becomes a habit, your body will respond wonderfully. We can't control our age, but we can control our habits. And those habits will determine how we experience aging: in fatigue or activity, independence or freedom, in forgetfulness or clarity. Don't let life just be existence in the final years. Live to feel, to enjoy, and to pass on a beautiful image of aging to the next generation. You can start tomorrow morning, without having to change everything at once. Choose one thing, maybe a glass of warm lemon water, a minute of exercise, a breakfast with eggs, milk, and love for your body. Let each morning be an opportunity to rebuild your house of health, one small but solid brick at a time. Let each habit you choose be an affirmation that you still have so much you can control in this life, regardless of age. If you've read this far, I believe you're ready to enter old age consciously and lovingly. Start tomorrow or today and share these things with your loved ones. Because you're not just living healthily for yourself, but you're also sowing hope for a generation entering their twilight years. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to continue accompanying us on the journey of living healthy and living fully after 60. Good things are still waiting for you, just one morning habit away.